Out this video of me playing a board game. Today I'm going to be starting on the long journey of playing through Sleeping Gods. For context, for those who don't know what Sleeping Gods is, it's basically an open world board game, but not in the sense of like open world as in do XYZ and do this, or it's kind of more akin to an RPG than other board games are. A little bit less on the RPG and then battle type things like Gloomhaven was or is, and a lot less on the RPG slash, pure story things like something like Escape from the Dark Sector, a game I cringe at. But this one's very much an RPG for RPGs. Also, featuring this entire playthrough, I will be playing background music, looping music that I have license for. So I'll mention at the start of every video just in case anybody gets their dander up, if you will. And I'll try to switch the music up as we go along, but this is going to be a very long playthrough. I'm expecting to be playing this for about 10 hours. Not in one setting, of course, but across the video. So just a heads up, these are going to be very long videos. And also I'm live streaming right now and also recording. So if you are watching this in the future and you're watching sometime close to when you see this video posted, feel free to check me out on Twitch. That's going to be on twitch.tv/CulBlu. That's going to be where you can find me. You can try to interact with me while I play this. I do hope to plan, I should say, of playing at least 2 campaigns of this, 2 campaign playthroughs, and I might play more. But hopefully by the time I get done with 2 campaign playthroughs, I will either finally have the wherewithal to play through Imperial Assault, which is another campaign I'm thinking about, or Iridia, the Path We Choose, I think this was called, which is by the people who made Shia, so Far Off Games. Hopefully that'll be in, but that's not going to be until July, which currently right now is January, so we got a little bit of time. Alright, cool. Enough of me yammering on about things. This game is Sleeping Gods. If you know nothing about Sleeping Gods, just know that this entire playthrough will be full of spoilers. This entire playthrough, the point of it is spoil everything. And I, as a person who loves playing through open world games like Grand Theft Auto or Skyward Sword, well, Skywrath Sword, Skyward Sword, other games like that. I love open world games, even Lego City. Yeah, Lego City was a really fun game on the Switch, like, because it's open world, you get to run around and do Lego things. So open world is my genre. Like, if I had a genre of board game or video game or game in general I like, open world would be it. And this game spoke to me. The 2 hours that I played of my original playthrough, because I did a first playthrough just to test it out and see how it was going. I enjoyed every minute of it. Even the parts I got confused, I got some rules wrong, I got those corrected now. Hopefully I will not make mistakes during this, but that's going to be for that. Let's go ahead and jump into the video so I don't spend too much time rambling on. So let me go ahead and start our introduction music. Isn't it exciting? We got music in the background, y'all. I know. Alright, and I'm going to be experimenting with the music levels as we go along, because I don't want the music to overwhelm my voice, and I don't want my voice to be too overwhelming. So I want people to be able to hear the music, and maybe in the future, especially if feedback comes back that the music is not adding anything, it's subtracting, I'll just not do music. Because like I said, it's going to be a long playthrough, so I tried to find as many songs as I could that will work out, but anyway. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. So in order to start our campaign, we got to go through the intro scenario, and then once we get through the intro scenario, we can just basically do whatever we want. So that's how all that goes. And I'm going to turn my volume down a little bit, because that's very loud in my ears. It should be not loud on the stream, hopefully. Just in case, I'm gonna turn it down just a twitch. No pun intended. Just a twidge, a smidge. Smidge is what I'm looking for. Okay, alright, so let's get started. So quick start guide, begin here. This is a quick start, or this quick start guide. Well, there's gonna be a lot of reading, by the way. A lot of reading, narrating, and you're gonna hear me reset my reading a lot. This is also to help me work on reading out loud, apparently, because Final Girl was not enough for that for me, apparently. But there's going to be a ton of reading. Don't know why I signed up for this. I do know why, because I really wanted to play this game after I kind of got that first taste. Alright, so quick start guide, begin here. This quick start guide will introduce you to Sleeping Gods step by step. Read this guide immediately after opening the box and you'll be able to start playing the game. While we won't teach you every rule, by the end of the introduction, you will understand the basic workings of Sleeping God. In this guide are 2 scenarios. Intro scenario, an immersive step-by-step story adventure that introduces you to Captain Odessa. That's Captain Odessa right there. Our esteemed captain, very cool. Hashtag representation, that's what I'm talking about. Captain Odessa, her crew and their ship, the Manticore, which is this little thing here. I don't know how well that shows up on camera, but it's there. It exists. It's a ship. And it includes steps and basic mechanics, so you can jump right in without reading the rulebook. If you have read the rulebook, you must still play through this introduction scenario. Rule sections are printed in blue, so you can skip straight to the story. And then the walkthrough tutorial of the first 2 turns of the game after the introduction scenario that demonstrate turn order and gameplay. That is not an exhaustive tutorial, but will give you a good idea of the essential elements of the game. If you have read the rulebook, you may skip the walkthrough, as it does not contain any vital story elements. After playing through the introduction scenario and walkthrough, and for the smoothest game experience, we recommend that at least one player read the Sleeping Gods rulebook completely. Okay, cool. Alright, man, so let's go ahead and get started. Introduction, let's see. Alright, those are rules. Alright, narrative starts. The very start of our adventure here. Oh, and you'll be seeing me hold a bunch of sheets. I'm gonna try to keep it off camera so we can keep it immersive for y'all, but I'm gonna be like twitching around as I read and stuff. Captain Sophia Odessa, April 27th, 1929. After 8 years of brooding silence, I received a telegram from my father. Taken ill, come soon. I set out with the crew on the Manticore with a stoic resolve to make it to New York. We were 3 days out of Hong Kong when we got caught in the worst storm I'd ever seen. When the sky finally cleared, we found ourselves in strange waters. The horizon was hazy, the only visible landmarks a tall rock sticking out of the water nearby. Atop it sat a woman with a nest of gray hair, waving a 10-foot fishing pole through the muggy air. "Welcome to the wandering sea," she said. "You may think you are dreaming, but you are not the ones who sleep. The gods of these seas are trapped in a sleep as deep and binding as death. Their power over this world is dormant, chained by ungrateful mortals. But they have brought you here from a distant world to help them awaken. You must do this if you wish to return home." "The gods?" I asked. "Who else?" the woman cackled. You must seek their totems, hidden through this archipelago. Hidden through this archipelago, with enough totems, you may wake the gods, and they may send you home. A reward for your service. Many have perished trying. You will also likely die, but good luck." Okay, thanks, lady. I asked where we might find the nearest port, but the woman vanished. We turned north as night fell, 2 days from the journey and the alien world in which we have now found ourselves. We did not notice the dark, narrow ship pursuing us until it was too late. Surprise and terrified screams erupted from the crew as bull-headed men poured onto our deck. The monster's eyes burned with a hellish flame, and their language was a guttural fit of barking and braying. There was little we could do. They took the ship, and we prayed for mercy with bound hands and bruised heads. Bruised heads? Yeah, bruised heads. Okay. Alright, cool. That was the first set of reading. So storybook scenario. As you play through Sleeping Gods, you'll read the storybook, and there's a continue to A. So I will... Let's see. Because we're doing A1, and... Well, I'm technically not supposed to read all this, but... Alright. Let me reach for the book. I'm assuming all this is in the book. This is the storybook, by the way, for those who don't know. This book is massive, and there's another book for the expansion. So we're going to be doing a lot of reading. Plenty of reading. I should play this with my niece and nephew. This would be good for the reading. Alright, let's see. It doesn't have it in here. It does not. Oh, disappointed. Alright. Well, there's no A that I can see, so we're going to keep reading through this. Okay, so here's the story now. So we continue our story. You awaken on cold dirt. Most of your crew lie next to you, bound with the same crude rope that bites at your wrists and ankles. Your body aches and... Okay, phone, I need you to calm down. That's the problem with doing things live in the evening. All right, let's do not disturb for an hour. Sure. Okay. Back over to the reading. You awaken on the cold dirt. Your phone is ringing. No, joking. You awaken on cold dirt. Most of your crew lie next to you, bound with the same crude rope that bites at your wrists and ankles. Your body aches, and your clothes drip with dew, but there are no guards in sight, and there are sharp rocks nearby. So I have my first challenge here. So I can try to cut the rope bindings with the rock nearby, or I can try to wriggle free with the rope bindings. Let's see. So I think, oh, okay, well, the game is walking me through this, so I'm just gonna read what the game's telling me. Alright, so challenges. Make a choice. The active player makes a choice, cutting the rope with the bindings. I need a cunning of 5, or wriggle free with a total strength of 5. And for the reference of all those things, where's the rulebook? Just had it. Here it is. So for the reference of all those things, so cunning, and let me see if I can do stop breaking stuff. So cunning is the fox symbol, so that's cunning, and the other one is strength, which is the strength symbol, I guess, universal strength symbol. So those are the 2 skills I can try to use, and those are corresponding to my player boards. So if you look at the individual people, they have different things. So this person has cunning and perception and crafting, I think is what it's called. Savvy, not crafting. Okay. All right, but I think this skill check doesn't matter because it's just me, Captain Sophia, by myself. So, so the rulebook says I can choose those 2 things. Use crew members. This choice contains a challenge which you must complete before continuing the story. This challenge requires 5 cunning. The active player may only use skills on their own crew boards and Captain Odessa's board to meet the challenge. This time, place 1 fatigue token on Captain Odessa and 1 fatigue token on any one of the active player boards that you have. This also have the cunning symbol. Add the total of cunning symbols on all participating crew. You now have 2 cunning. So it's telling me to take a fatigue token, which shows that I'm activating somebody. Put it on Captain Odessa because she's involved, and then on anybody else who has a cunning symbol, which we'll use Mac. Oh, sorry, Mac is not available. JK. I forgot. During the scenario, Mac is not available, so we cannot use Mac. Instead, I'll use Kasumi. So Captain Odessa and Kasumi are involved. So they go through this, and it says, now you have 2 cunning. And after you do that, you draw an ability fate card. So I'm going to draw a card, but the rulebook is going to tell me that I have a specific result. I think it's going to tell me I have a result of 3. But I am going to flip the card. Oh, gosh, this is getting messy. Boy, chaos. Chaos. Oh, speaking of which, we need to get out of this intros music because we're doing mystery stuff. That's right. We got a playlist. And we are going to randomize these songs. No, we're not. I don't like that song. Okay, cool. Not that. So draw a fate card. Sure, we'll draw this one. That one says a 5. That gave us a 5. It says now draw an ability card for your ability check, and then add the fate number, which is that number there. So this is an ability card. That's the fate number. And add it to your total cunning. So my cunning is 7. If the result is 5 or higher, you succeed and turn to A1. If it's 5 or below, you fail. This time, let's say you draw a fate of 2, because your cunning plus the fate is 4, you fail the challenge. All right, rude. Well, just ignore the fact that I drew a 5, jerks. Failing challenges. Failing a challenge does not necessarily mean that story ends. It just means that you did a dismal job, and now you have to take the consequences. This challenge has a failure consequence of losing 3 health. The explanation being that you cut yourself on the rock that you use to cut your bindings. Place 3 damage tokens on your crew boards. Crew who participate in the challenge must take the damage first. The active player decides how to split the damage, so we're splitting 3 damage between Captain Odessa and Kasumi. So we'll do 2 for the captain, 1 for Kasumi. And man, that music is barely visible, listenable, hearable. Very very low sounds in the background there. All right, cool. We've done that. So even though we failed the challenge, we still succeeded in the goal. So we still achieved the goal, but we have failed the challenge. So now we're going to read the rest of the text. Sorry, our consequences for failing was taking 3 damage. If we had succeeded, we don't take damage, but because we failed, we took damage. Now free, you peer outside of the wooden hut. Dark pines tower overhead. Near the edge of the brush sits a rough cage made of wooden slats. The door is fastened shut with a mechanism attached to a nearby tree. Inside, a woman lies on her back, her eyes closed. "We should get out of here," says Kasumi. "We don't have time," says Raphael. Can I have a say?" The woman in the cage opens her eyes and sits up. "Name's Mac. I greatly appreciate some help." You crack open the crude lock with a rock. Nice bars. You crack open the crude lock with a rock. As soon as you break her out, you hear a sudden snarl behind you. 2 bull-headed monsters emerge from the woods and charge. Combat 1 and 2, and then turn to A2. So we're entering a combat here. So for combats, you will go to the box of monsters, which I put down here. And I'm not going to bring it up on screen because it's too far away. Ain't nobody got time for that. And we will draw monsters 1 and 2, which are these 2 here. And for these monsters, it says go to A2. So A.2. Where's A.2? Oh, sorry. I have to finish the combat first before I go to A.2. Okay. All right. Got it. I have to finish the combat and then I get A.2. Note, you may now turn Mac's crew board face up as she is in use during combat, so Mac is now with us. We've rescued Mac. Hey, Mac. What's up? Cool stuff. We got Mac here. The word combat followed by the list of numbers indicates that you must defeat these enemies before continuing with the story. It's time to fight. Turn to page 6. Whew, boy. Combat. Retrieve enemy cards 1 and 2 from the enemy deck. Place them side by side, and then split the combat tokens between the players as evenly as possible. In a solo game, I'm going to get all 4, so these are the combat tokens here. I'm going to get all 4. And we're going to put the monsters in the order it says, with the guard on this side and the other one on that side. Like so. Alright. Player attacks. Players may attack in any order. Oh, we're getting to battle. Hold on. Let me get the battle music. I got battle music, y'all. I am ecstatic that I get to use cool, awesome background music, but let's do this one. Yeah, that's pretty battle intense. It's battle ready, right? I'm ready for this. I don't want to turn that up because I don't want to mess up the balance that we have with the audios, because I'm assuming my audio is listenable enough and it's distinguishable enough. It's not too loud. If it is, then I'll just fix it next time. Actually, look. See, like when I look at it on the screen, it looks too high. All right, sorry, I'm breaking our immersion. All right, back to our immersion. Okay, so we got our tokens. Players may attack in any order. A player attacks by placing a combat token on one of their crew boards and attacking with that crew member. In this scenario, all instructions for any crew members are executed by the player with a crew board. So you place a combat token on Kasumi. Cool. And she has 1 weapon, the Wakashi. Wakazashi. Yeah, Wakazashi. She has the Wakazashi, and which has a +2 accuracy. You may only use 1 weapon per attack, and must declare which enemy you're attacking. This time choose the Mythian Guard, which is that one, so we're choosing that one. The Mythian Guard has an enemy defense number of 5, right there. That number. Actually, let's zoom in on them. Because we don't need to see all of this. There's me. There's them. So, she's attacking, so I put the cube here. She already has 1 damage out of the 5 she can take before she becomes too exhausted to do anything at all. Because nobody dies in this game, apparently. And so that's my weapon, +2 accuracy. And you may only use 1 weapon, has a 5 defense, like it says. Draw an ability card and add the fate number. The card I drew was a 3. Great, because the example is going to tell me to assume it's a 3. So that was pretty handy. If the result is equal to or greater than the Mythian Guard's enemy defense number, then the attack hits. This time, let's say that the fate was 3, which it is. So 3 plus 2, I have an accuracy of 5, which means that I hit with my wakizashi. Was that right? Waki. Well, it's not keys. Wakazashi. And place damage. So I will deal 3 damage as determined by this number here. So I'm dealing 3. 1, 2, 3. And I get to put the damage where I want. Of course, the game's going to tell me where to put it, so it tells me to put it like this. And I can slide damage between things, between enemies. Cool, that's all done. So place the damage, and cool. So yeah, so each square with an attack symbol says that, and once you defeat all the hearts, then the creature itself has perished. And let's talk about synergy. There it is. Alright, now deal splash damage to the Mythian Brute, which I did, which is one of the cool mechanics of this game. I do like that fighting mechanic, because I can splash damage and kind of Tetris it out, if you will. So that's pretty neat. And then I disable one of the attacks, and I get a synergy, which is that little diamond thing up top right there. So because I got that one little synergy, that allows me to pass on this token to the next person, which is what the rulebook's going to tell me to do here in a second. So, yeah. Whenever your crew member covers a synergy point, they may share their synergy token with another crew member, giving them a bonus to use in the combat. Share Kasumi's synergy token with Mac and place it on Mac's crew board. There we go. Here's Mac hanging out. Cool. Enemy counterattack. The Mythian Guard now counterattacks. Only the targeted enemy counterattacks. Not enemies who take splash damage. Enemies deal damage equal to their basic attack damage plus any uncovered attack damage score or symbols on their card. All attack damage symbols on the Mythian Guard are covered, so he deals 3 damage, which his base damage is 3 right there. And then Kasumi has 0 block, which is right there. So she had 0 block, so she will take all 3 of the damage. So I put 3 damage on Kasumi. Oh no, she's hobbling along, y'all. This is not good. One more hit and she's down. Alright, continue combat until all combat tokens are used or all enemies are defeated. So place a combat token on Mac. So we're going to have Mac attack now. And we're going to do the Mythian Brute, so we're going to draw an ability card. So we're targeting the Mythian Brute, which is that person. We're going to draw an ability card. Our ability card happens to say 2. The rulebook says, let's pretend it's a 3. Okay. It says it pretends it's a 3. Draw an ability card. Let's assume it's a 3. So let's just assume it's a 3. Okay, cool. Thanks, game. So we're assuming it's a 3. So that's going to be max attack, which is a 4 plus 3. Yeah, 4 plus 3 is 7. So her accuracy is 4, which is a little skull. And then 3 is a fate number. Oh, you can't see that. My apologies. Her accuracy is 4. And that's the fate number, which is a 3. So that's going to be 7. So we're going to go ahead and do the damage to her. She deals 2 damage. And then uses Kasumi's synergy token, which is this, to add 1 more damage for a total of 3. And we're going to place that damage in a pattern of here. So 1, 2, 3. Oops. 1, 2, and 3. And that means that guy's defeated. So yeah, the Mythian Brute is now defeated. And because we did put 1 damage on a synergy token, we're going to get a synergy from that, which is nice. So that means that we're going to pass on, we're going to give this back to Kasumi. And we're going to pass on max synergy token to somebody else. It says use Captain Odessa. So Captain Odessa will be here. And she gets max synergy token. And now Captain Odessa will do an attack. This is the last attack that we'll be making. So place a combat action token on Captain Odessa. Here it is. So I can do 4 attacks before the enemy gets a chance to attack, basically. And then let's draw a fate card. It says let's assume it's a 1. That is not a 1, that's a 5. So let's go get a 1. There's a 1. Cool. So we got a 1 for our fate number. And the accuracy needed for this one's a 3. So we have 1 plus 1, which is a 3. Which is not enough to hit. Oh, because max synergy token gives you a +2. So max synergy token here gives you +2. So 2 plus 1 plus 1. So we have 4 right now. So because we have 4, we're going to be able to hit the enemy there. And that's going to be enough because we're going to deal 4 damage. Wow. Ooh, she hits hard. Holy crap. We're going to deal 4 damage total. Oh, wait, no. Oh, sorry, I was looking at the wrong number. Okay, I see. So she has 4. So that's 1 plus 1 plus 2. And his is actually 5. Okay, I was looking at the wrong number. Unfortunate. Okay, so I miss, is what I hear. I do not actually hit him. Sorry, he gets to hit me first. So in this case, because I missed, he deals 3 damage to me, but I have 1 block, which is right there. So because I have 1 block, I place 2 damage on my crew board. Unfortunate. She's almost down as well. The women over here doing all the work. Meanwhile, the rest of the crew is over chilling. Meanwhile, and then she only deals 1 damage back. Place the 1 damage on the Mythian Brute Guard's mouth and pass the Captain Synergy token to another player. So we will punch him in the mouth at least. So what this is saying is that even if I miss, I'm still going to do 1 damage to my opponent, which is a nice thing to have. I mean, that's kind of like a nice little consolation prize. And because I did put on a synergy token, we're going to be able to pass this on to somebody. And it says use the last combat action token to attack with any crew member. At this point, even if the member missed, then the Mythian Guard is defeated. Okay, almost done. Almost done, y'all. I guess since the women are doing all the work here, let's go ahead and let the presumably last lady on the crew, Audrey, go ahead and finish him off. So here's Audrey. Audrey's going to go ahead and do her damage. So she's going to attack the Mythian Guard. She needs to get a 5 or better. She currently has just 1, a measly 1. This may not have been the best decision, but we're going to go with it. We're committed. Committed to this. I'm going to draw my fate number, and we got a 3. So that's going to be not enough. And this ability from the captain basically means I can do damage diagonally. So unfortunately, the Mythian Guard is going to be able to attack me, but I will do 1 back. So the Mythian Guard is attacking me for 3. I block 1. They're going to deal 2. Unfortunate circumstance. That kind of sucks. And now I deal 1 damage back to him, which kills him. Or, sorry. Vanquishes him. Or defeats him, I should say. Okay, cool. They have been defeated. Woohoo! Good job, women. Let's go, ladies of the ship. Kicking all the butt. Meanwhile, all the dudes are just hanging back doing all of nothing. All of nothing. Gosh. It's making me disappointed here. Okay. So that is the battle. That was the combat. We're just gonna put this here so the oh, actually let's put this back there so it doesn't freak out too much. Once we get the map out, it's not gonna freak out as much. Whew. A bunch of stuff happened, and now we're gonna go into the next part. So we've completed the combat. Yep, there we go. Victory, you defeated the Mythians. Now continue the story by turning to A2. So A2, the final tutorial thing here. A2 says, you head down the path to a beach, and the crew mutters relieved oaths. Relieved oaths? Wow, that's a sentence. You head down the path to a beach, and the crew mutters relieved oaths at the side of your ship. The Manicore anchored nearby. When you climb aboard, you find Gloria, the ship's pursuer, tied up on the quarterdeck. What a lovely trip this has been, she says with a smirk. Mac thanks you for saving her and explains that the gods brought her here as well. I'm from the States, Elena, originally, but I've been lost for 15 years, she says. I've tried to get home, gave up for a while, and then tried again. I'm willing to join you, but I lost all the totems that I found, so we're starting from scratch. I can give you some ideas about where to start looking. You nod. Then let's get going, says Captain Odessa. And now we get our first instructions for the board. So it says, place the ship miniature on the atlas on sea region containing location 2. So we can finally get our camera to stop freaking out and get our board somewhat organized. Speaking of which, as I cause all kinds of chaos. Oh my gosh, just chaos. Pure chaos, y'all. No worries, we're almost done with the first tutorial part. All I gotta do is survive setting up the board. Let's see if I can survive. Oh no! It's all going downhill. Just dropping everything. Alright, let's go into our overworld music. I like this one better. Okay. So, shift this up. Shift this up. So this will pretty much be here for the remainder of the game. These maps, the game revolves around me just kind of running around the maps doing map stuff with my map friends. Oof. Okay, maybe not map friends. I don't have map friends. I just have friends who happen to like navigation. How about that? Let's be more specific. Alright. It's all fair. And got it. Okay, so we put our ship on number 2, which is there. And place the ship action figure above the atlas. Which is... Oh, sorry. Place a ship board with the ship action piece, which is that little piece right there. That shows what part of the board that we're actually using when we use stuff. And... restore all crew health, so everybody heals. So we get a max healing of everybody. So, look at that. There we go. Everybody's all nice and healthy now. The crew is going to make it. The crew is going to make it. And then we remove all fatigue. So we just have the 1, 2 from the challenges that we did. Remember, it's not about the challenges that we did. It's the friends we made along the way. It's the friends that we made along the way. Or punch in the face, you know, it's one of those two. And then gain 3 coins, 1 grain. So 3 coins and 1 grain. Money's over here. So 1, 2, 3. I'll put this on the board up here. So $3. And 1 Lagrain right there. And at the starting adventure cards, Gloria, Soup, Gear, and Flapjacks. Now, theoretically, when you play this game, especially if you reset campaigns, all you really had to do is just kind of skip to this part, where skip to the end of A2, and just set your board up according to that. So these are the item cards that I have, and this is the part where I got to figure out the spacing of things. I think I'm going to take these cards and move them closer to me since I'll be drawing these more often. And then I'll move the items over there and hope that I don't forget about them, because they are crucial to me doing somewhat reasonably while I play this. I'll probably forget that they're over there. Like, I'm just gonna be honest with myself here. How about I do this? I move this over there, like so. Then we put these down here, and then put these up here. Yeah, That works for now. For now. Lots of stuff on the board. Lots of stuff on the board. Too far. That was a bad idea. This is what happens when you do things live / record them at the same time. Okay, so that's all set. I got my starting resources and money. I got my starting items over there. And then I gain quest 1 and 2. And that's it. Yeah. I gained quest 1 and 2. Oh. Hold on. There's something missing here. Oh, there we go, yeah. So I had to set the event card deck, that's what it is. So I get quest 1 and 2, which are down here to the side. So we go into our quest box. This is our quest box for 1 through 45. And we open this up. Get quest 1 and 2, and I get to look at these and read all the information. Learn all the things. And we got our quest here for Raid and Cottage. So I will, I guess, I mean, I'm really bad at reading out loud, but I'm basically gonna read everything that I come across because this game is all about the theme and the immersion. So we gotta read all of it. So, Raids of Last Hope. Mac told us a rumor about rat creatures attacking a fishing village northeast of Zukura trading post. The village may not survive the attacks much longer. It needs urgent help. So that's a raid. That's number 1. And then number 2 is Annie's cottage. Mac is on her way to search the cottage. Mac is on the way to search the cottage of an old treasure hunter named Anne. Perhaps something there will help us get home. The cottage is near a bridge north of the Zukura trading post. So both of these want me to go to Zukura. And just for those who are wondering, we can finally get our map out. Where'd it go? There it is. So this player sheet here, which is what we use to record our progress, we're going to be playing on normal difficulty. I do not have 2 experience. I just reused the same sheet from before because why waste paper when I didn't really change much. And the main thing on this is that if you look on the back of this, we have the map. And let's go ahead and zoom in on the map. So we got the map here, and there we go, we got the map there. And this map is a little transparent, and we got some stuff written down from the last playthrough of like me trying to go to here and go to there, but we're just going to ignore that. But here's Zukura, and these places that we have that are kind of highlighted in circles for the numbers, those are dungeons. Like I said, we're ignoring this because that was from the last playthrough that I had. And yeah, so this is the location we need to go to do both of these quests of Raid and Cottage. Also, another cool mechanic in this game is that these quest cards and also the adventure cards will have keywords at the bottom, so Raid and Cottage. Sometimes I can go to a location and it'll tell me if you have keyword Raid, do XYZ. So that's kind of one of the neat little things about that mechanism that I kind of appreciate a lot. So yeah. Let me turn the music up a little bit, because it is a little bit more on the quieter songs. Let's change songs. Oh, okay, that's loud. Louder than anticipated, I should say. So yeah, so those are the 2 keywords that we have for this one. So if I go to a location that needs those keywords, we can use those. But that's just showing you an idea of where the map is. We are currently here. Oh, we're actually really close. Yeah, this is the place it wants to go. It wants us to go there. So if we go here and start doing stuff, we can start doing quests. But I am going to say, nope, I'm going to go exploring. CulBlu's going to go exploring. Alright, so that is pretty much it for the introduction part of things. What I'm going to do is, because I am also putting this on YouTube, I'm still going to continue live streaming, and there's going to be 2 YouTube videos back to back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this video here because this is the introduction, and then I'm going to start the next video. So if you're watching this on live stream, it's going to be a little bit weird because I'm reintroducing everything. But if you're watching this on YouTube, hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and as always, I will see you all whenever.